It is a Bellator Grand Prix winner and interim bantamweight champion Patchy Mix, who I was going to ask if you let that all soak in what you've accomplished, but clearly you haven't let it soak in because you're already back on the mats working out. You're still back to grinding. But does that accomplishment, has that set in what you did?
I don't think it's set in yet, man. It was a quick fight. I expected a war. Nonetheless, I expected, the resistance. Like if I had to get him down, I figured I'd have to cut through some defenses to get the submission. So I didn't expect, one shot, walk off, a minute fight. So I just kind of took a few days in Hawaii, tried to let it sink in, but it still hasn't. And then I got back 2 nights ago, and I just been training the last couple of days.
I love it. And for anybody that doesn't realize where you are, you're in the Extreme Couture wrestling room. So here you are already back on the grind. Yeah. Pretty incredible. I mean, I know that's kind of your work ethic, but was there any talk of like, hey, bro, go enjoy this for a little while? Or has anybody tried to tell you, hey, stay out of the gym for a little bit?
No, I'm enjoying it, man. I love training. So, like, this is what I'm doing to enjoy it. I like to train. I like to be on the mats. There's Cody Stanman has a fight coming up. A few other people got fights coming up, so I'm trying to be here for them like they were for me. And, just trying to get better. I showed a lot of stuff to myself on Saturday night, obviously, with knocking them out. And I've been obsessed with getting my stand-up a lot better. So I'm back in here hitting pads, just trying to work on some stuff,
I love it, man. Well, listen, obviously, that was a huge fight. There was a lot of talk leading in. I mean, Raufeon Stots is a great fighter, but he enjoys a little bit of smack talk. He likes to talk some trash. So I'm just curious, had that gotten to you at all? I mean, had that thing become a little bit personal for you?
Oh, it was real personal. It was hard. He obviously had Extreme Couture's Eric Nixick in his corner, and I'm trained at Extreme, and so I'm around the coaching staff here a lot, and it was a little hard too, going against one of our, I'm one of the own guys here, one of the own coaches. But I understand it's business. That made it a little hard for me. And then I think him talking a lot was like, it was like, I felt like he was trying to distract me from the fight. I wanted to have the better man win, have the skill set to show. Leave out the anxiety or the animosity. We're going to fight anyway, so we're going to be able to solve it. And whether we don't like each other or not, we're going to be able to get a chance for 25 minutes to get in there and settle our differences. So I felt like the banter and all the other kind of like shit talk didn't needed to be said. So I think I was a little, more, I had a little more animosity and a little more ill will towards him. But now that the fight's over, I look back, I respect the guy. He's a great competitor, and he's 19-1 for a reason. He brought the best fight out of me, and I think had I not catch him, I think it's a lot better of a fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was settling in my seat, getting ready. I was like, ooh, we're going to get 25 minutes of back and forth. This is going to be an incredible fight. We're going to see some high-level grappling exchanges. And then you get the first-round knockout. Fantastic. I mean, had you envisioned a scenario like that? I mean, you kind of said I think you were expecting more of a fight, but was there any part of you that thought, hey, you know what, maybe I can go just knock this dude out in the first round?
Yeah, I train with Marab, who's also knocked him out, so I have a lot of power. I know how much power I have in the gym. I throw that knee a lot. I take a lot out of it in the gym, off of it. I don't try to hit people hard with it, and I hurt a lot of people with that, whether it's to the body. I never maliciously go for their head, but sometimes people dip into shots on accident. Granted, we are wearing knee pads and shin pads, so it's a little more safe in the gym, but I knew I could put them out with the shot had I landed it. I dropped a lot of people in this camp with that shot, though. So I knew that could happen. And I'm a lot bigger than him. If you looked at, like, the size difference when we got in there, when I was rehydrated, when I was back after I made weight to 135, I ate my food. I had 24 hours to, drink water, eat food, like feel myself again. And I wasn't as small as I think he thought. I'm a lot bigger than him, and I hold a lot more power than him, I felt. So, it happened early, like I said, but I was prepared for war. But I think that shot could have developed later in the fight as well, I don't think I caught him. Just caught him, I think that, like, I caught him with one of my best practice techniques, is what I should say.
Absolutely. Well stated. So listen, when this Grand Prix started, we were all excited because the quality of the field, right? Now I know you can't, as you're getting into it, kind of build these guys up to be too much, right? But look at this run you just went on. Kyoji Horiguchi, Magomedov, Raufeon Stots. At the time that you fought them, 67-7 career record combined between these three. I mean, that might be one of the greatest Grand Prix runs in the history of the sport. I mean, I am just blown
It
away by
is,
that.
man. It is the greatest Grand Prix run in the history of the sport. I'm not even sure how many people have won this Grand Prix. How many Grand Prix winners are there?
Just
Maybe
a
like
handful.
handful, right? 5 of them, maybe. I'm not sure.
But
I
I'm
know.
talking about even going back to like Pride Days and UFC tournaments, man.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't. I
this is
mean,
one of the best Grand Prix runs. I fought Kyoji Horiguchi, who was 30-4 at the time. I fought 19-2 Magomedov, and then I fought 19-1 Raufeon Stots, whose only loss was the number 2 ranked guy in the world right now in Merab Dishwalavili. So, what a run, you know, and you know. That fight against Kyoji Horiguchi too. Like I took him down in the first round. That should have been a 10-8 round. You know, the other 2 rounds that he won they were competitive as hell. Like I could have won either one of those rounds too. So I feel like I dominated Horiguchi. You know, it was not close, as the scorecards had read. I dominated him, and then I put my last 2 opponents to sleep. And you know, I'm a dangerous 135 bantamweight right now. You know, I'm capable of putting anyone that's walking this earth that's at my weight to sleep. You know, whether it's standing or on the ground.
yeah, I think there's absolutely no question. Regardless of organization, you're one of the absolute best bantamweights on the planet. There's no question about that. What is? I mean, what is it that drives you, Patchy? Because like I said, a lot of people would go through a run like that. They'd get a check for $1 million and they'd say, man, look at what I did. Look at how amazing this is. I'm chilling for a little bit. I'm celebrating. Instead, you're already back on the grind, you know, a couple days later. So, I mean, what drives you to just like, this isn't enough. I got to keep going.
This is my lifestyle. You know, the only time in the past, sorry, my service, going home and being in Buffalo, where like in Buffalo, I don't have the training rooms. So it's like I'm the best guy. And it's hard for me to train with like amateur fighters back home in Buffalo because I'm such a high level pro. So it tends to me come to the gym and coach classes and teach people for an hour or 2 a day. And then, you know, all the other times I'm hanging out with my friends and stuff. So when I got this tournament, I was like, I used to train as like a part-time fighter, go to Jackson Wink for like 2-3 weeks, then fight. And I was 24-0 at this, you know. I mean, I have 11-0 as an amateur and 18-1 as a pro. All my amateur fights were high level. Those all could be pro level fights. So it's like I fought for so long, and then I just kind of trained part-time. They gave me a chance at $1 million, and I just literally stayed here in Vegas, didn't leave, and I just trained full-time, and I've become obsessed with it. I've only in my brain, I've only been training full-time as a fighter since the tournament started. So I'm 3-0 as a full-time fighter, 3-0 with this type of finishes, this type of version of myself. When you give someone the opportunity that Bellator has given me with Scott Coker, Mike Hogan, my management Ali, they've given me an opportunity to change my life. You know, with this type of money comes, you know, an opportunity that, you know, I mean, look at Nagano. He just left his organization because he wasn't, you know, getting the millions he wanted or whatever, you know. I feel like with an opportunity to make such money, you know, over $1 million fighting, it was able to allow me to become obsessed with it. And now I've been training full time, and that's what my motivation is. Like, now they've given me an opportunity last Saturday night to change my life, and I took advantage of it. Now I could only see forward how many more opportunities that I have that are just with that knee, I created so much more of an opportunity for myself in the future with, you know, now being the champion of the promotion. So I just wanted to immediately get back to the gym and just keep getting better, even the small steps, you know. If I can get my jab better than this week than it was last week, then I'm going to be in I'll have better cards when I do compete against, let's say, Patricio, Pitbull, or Sergio Pettis, you know, because, you know, those last names I just mentioned, you know, they're some of the biggest in the sport for a long time now.
That's pretty incredible. I want to ask you about that in just a minute. Let me ask you a question. Has the money hit the bank yet, or they told you when the money hits the bank account? I think I'd be logging in, refreshing my account balance like every day.
Yeah, man. They told me when it hits, and you know, You know, like I said, I've competed for the Bellator belt before. I've been ranked number 2 since I've been in the promotion, and you know, Bellator's awesome to me. They've treated me nothing but great since I've been in the promotion with Coker, Kogan, you know, grateful, so grateful to Ali, he got me an awesome contract and, you know, I've already had money in the bank. So I'm not really refreshing I'm not really refreshing it too much or nothing crazy. You know, I don't have nothing besides taking care of my mother and my family, for myself, I'll take Tatiana out to eat and like, I'll probably buy her some stuff, take her out for maybe a vacation or something. But besides taking care of my family, solely on me, man, I have everything I wanted. And I want, and I'm more than grateful to be in the position that I am, even before the tournament. So, it's just it allowed me security, and it allowed me to now invest in myself a little better. Whether it be training, whether it be traveling, whether it be taking opportunities that I wouldn't before to get more knowledge. I just, like I said, the promotions offered me a great opportunity, and I'm so grateful to be able to take advantage of it.
That's awesome, man. All right. So you mentioned it, right? Patricio Pitbull, Sergio Pettis. That's June 16th. Is there a plan to Chicago? A plan to travel up there? Are you going to be there cage side for that one?
Yeah, I'll be there cage side, man. I'm hoping to get on the booth or, talk to them, try to be part of the show a little bit. Maybe get in the cage, stare down. I don't know what they have planned for it, but I know I'm the second part of that, the other half of the other belt that they have going on. So Sergio and Pitbull, Ali right after the fight was like, we're going to be in Chicago. So I think me and Ali will probably go down there, watch the fight, and my fingers crossed. It'd be amazing if I think Pitbull won, and he's pound for pound number one, the face of the promotion. He knocked out Michael Chandler, who's fighting Conor McGregor next. He's only had one loss in the last 5 years. I think before that, he broke his leg in a fight against Benson Henderson. So he's only had one loss to AJ McKee, who's also $1 million winner, a stud at that. So, he's a tough customer. Pettis is coming back of one of the most gruesome injuries you can have, and more respect to him. I have a lot of respect for him to come back from that and try to fight the number one pound for pound fighter is Patricio Pitbull. It doesn't get more, bigger card than that for the Bellator world title. So I'm excited to be there, and I'm so happy to have punched my ticket to the other half of that. I feel like when I fought Maga in the semis, I punched my ticket to the finals. Now in the finale, I was able to punch my ticket to that super fight. And either way, who's ever on the other side of me, it gets me so motivated for. And I truly believe that I rise up to the level of my competition. So as we've seen with Horiguchi, no one expected that. Maga, no one expected that. Now Stots, no one expected that. Could you imagine Patricio gets it done? And I have the opportunity to, like you said, that was a 3-fight streak that I just went on. I got Gallagher in front of that one too. So a little 4-fight streak that I went on. That's like all lucrative names. Could you imagine I ended it with either Patricio Pitbull or Sergio Pettis? That would be amazing.
Unbelievable. I can't wait to see how it all plays out, man. I was excited when this Grand Prix started, and the way it played out was amazing. And as you said, now we got an even bigger fight on tap, one way or the other, because they're both great names, man. Like you said, a pound for pound great, or one of the most respected guys and respected family name. What a fight this could be either way.
Yeah, man. You go down the list. It's an amazing thing. And Bellator bantamweight division, Coker. He did magic when he started signing people. I don't even know when he did it. So, it was under the radar. I don't even know when he signed so many of these guys, but I looked down the roster. If you add in Patricio Pitbull in there, Patricio Pitbull, Sergio Pettis, Raufeon Stots, myself, Juan Archuleta, Magomedov, Kyoji Horiguchi, Danny Sabatello, Brett Johns, Goito Perez. Darian Caldwell. If you go down the list, it's humongous, man. So to see it now, it's developing. I think he's making a great division, and I'm at the very top. Aside from the guys that are the two men that I fight next are in front of me, I'm basically I own half the championship right now. So to be at the top of a red hot division right now, you know, it's an exciting time in the Bellator world, you know, for, I think, Bellator MMA, not just across bantamweight, but across all divisions. You know, I really feel like the promotion's like making awesome signings, and, you know, the future is so bright.
Well said. Well said. Well, Patchy, congratulations on the run. Like I said, I look forward to the next fight, whoever it ends up being. Obviously, we've got a great title fight in June, but right now, enjoy the fruits of your labor. I know you're back there working already, but congratulations, and man, can't wait to see the next one.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.